The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com.
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 NoDQ.com. The people that know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the ATW Crew, Indie Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions. Good day to you all, and welcome to our panel for this week's Simply Predicting. Mayhem will be unleashed. It is the Juggernaut's potential last chance. Courtney Rush returns in 7 years back to the industry, and we will see who once again gets possibly another chance at the Impact World Championship. Trinity makes her Impact Plus debut. Tactile's on the line against Subculture 2, and so much more. As once again, Impact Wrestling is under siege. So here we go with the latest Impact Plus special from Canada, eh? Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another edition of Simply Predicting, the Impact Wrestling Ring. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the JMN. And my name is Noah Foster. And with me tonight, you are dealing with, so far, an impactful duo. Others might join the party, but again, all comes down to timing, and as I always encourage, mentality. But please welcome back to the platform, Simply Predicting, the co-creator, of Women Youth Wrestling Incorporated, FTW Productions, founder, brainchild leader, and also the guy that also brought you that intro. And I'm sure, who knows, we might even revamp it later on down the line. This channel is slowly evolving. James Hebert, of course, at jhebertside95. James, how are you? It's been a moment.
Doing pretty good, brother. Doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to tonight's show. Looks like it's going to be a very good card of the wrestle. So I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Nice. And it looks like someone else might be joining the party. Let's see if Tim Torben's device holds up here. Tim, good to see you. Folks, he is the lone wolf, but he participates in all the predictions league. Last night, his device, I think, overheated. Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Fine.
All right, good deal. Well, Tim, good to see you. How are you doing this evening?
Phenomenal.
Good deal. I hope your device is mildly cool and fully charged.
And I believe in Joe Hendry. So
Same. We're all in agreement. It's a pro Joe Hendry crowd tonight.
Say his name and he appears. We believe in Joe Hendry. All right, enough of that. All right, well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Shout out, of course, the entire Simply Predicting family. Again, I appreciate everybody that's always a part of the fun. I'm curious to see how much further this family might come along. But thank you to those that aren't here, and shout out to my Horseman predictions, Christopher Ross, Jeff Chadwick, and Mark Griffith. Good luck, my gentlemen. Know that I am still your leader, and I will win. And, of course, everybody beyond the NoDQ Galaxy, FTW, JMN, and so much more. Shout out to those that are watching this whether live or on demand as well. As, of course, we literally will be, shortly after this, going to the Jeff Meacham Network premiere for me and James to bring you our reactions and player of a call tonight of the show. As once again, we are here to discuss Under Siege. It is available exclusively for Impact Plus members and Ultimate Insiders on YouTube on Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. But the nice thing is you get a little free introduction no matter where you are with the countdown. Again, that starts 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before the actual show goes live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, I have a leaderboard as I track all 5 of my prediction leagues. Shout out to Ashley, who is holding down the #1 spot, followed by Joshi, me, Kyle, Paul, Gina, and others. James, you're doing very good here, my friend. This might be one of your strengths.
There you go. I'm there in the top 10, right? So I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Not a loser. That's a good thing. Right? Yeah, not a loser. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Tobin, you need to really get amount of comeback here, brother.
I come back,
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. Well, 10 points are on the line.
You've been here for years. Sorry.
Well, I mean, hey, that rendition was sick. So without
I'm
further
picking
ado,
Joe Henry for all of my matches. That,
but you
and I
can't
won.
do that because it's
You're
not like a dusty
picking
finish.
Joe.
He's only involved in one match. You know that.
Wait, he's involved in GCW or another preview too. So
Well, that's true, but Joe
give him
Henry-
all the belts. I
he-
agree. I
He
agree.
motivates everybody across the wrestling scene. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And since I just said sick, let's talk about something that's sick and out of nowhere. And hey, I can roll with it or rock with it because we have knockouts in tag team action. And again, the knockouts, the most predominant women's division, best booked and best respected, in my opinion, in the wrestling industry on the Western Front. There, I said it. In tag team action against the current knockouts tag team champions in a non-title match, the Coven. Taylor Wilde and the Mother Effing King, Kylan King. Good luck, Kylan, and CCW. Reclaiming your crown. I hope you achieve it. Taking on Jessica. And folks, that is not Photoshop. That is not Rosemary. That is, how can I put this in supernatural perspective? Rosemary's alter ego, the original body she possessed. That is Courtney Rush, who I have not seen since Smash Wrestling and apparently has not been seen in 7 years. So, bottom line is this. Rosemary went into the undead realm, has not returned, time has expired. No idea whether she's lost in transit or Courtney Rush all of a sudden finally decided to, come back to life. And now we have, of course, the Coven, who are the Knockouts Tag Team Champions that took the titles off the Death Dolls to begin with. By the way, these two are still called the Death Dolls, James, so chances are you will hear that theme tonight. And they had a chance to get the titles back during the countdown to Rebellion, but lost. And, of course, right now, this could mean possibly another top opportunity down the line if they win it here. So with the countdown and how it is, and it being Courtney Rush's debut, I do think the Death Dolls are going to get the win here too. Tim, what do you think?
I think the Coven's gonna win actually this time because, remember how many characters have alter egos and alter ego did not that much. Look at Elias. Elias had alter egos, and what happened to his his alter egos? I think alter egos. She's a good person, so it might help the Coven turn on the Death Dolls and team up the Coven. Since it's a good Rosemary, not the dark and evil Rosemary.
I mean, again, Courtney Rush and Rosemary, they are two different sides of the same coin, if you really want to call it that. But I kind of can understand what you're saying. Shout out to those, by the way, that put in their predictions so far. The 36 of you, including but not limited to Mohesin, Charlene, Rodney, Dwayne Atkinson, Cindy, SCN_Chanel. Follow her on the social media, folks. Dustin Wade, Mark Anderson, David Gonzalez, my friend Paul, Kyle Kinkieta, and Rob Gregg, among others. James, what's your thoughts on this? Are you familiar at all with Courtney Rush or Smash Wrestling or who Rosemary used to be? You got a glimpse of it kind of from that Impact Wrestling diary.
Yeah, but I've never. This is the first time I'm seeing it, so I guess she's like the female Mick Foley. I mean, she looks aight. I like it. It's a good look.
James like 90s punk rock chicks, in case you don't know, folks.
You're goddamn right.
All right, then. Natalia McCullough might have competition. But who do you got?
Well, I mean, nah, man. Natalia Markova will always be number one. But yeah, I'm going with the Coven too. I think even again, give a long reign for the Knockouts tag titles. That's like the one thing I feel like they lack because they've been kind of flip flopping them a little bit. So
the titles are on the line here, though. Keep that in mind.
Oh, fucking course. Well, Undead, never mind. I'm going with the Death Dolls then.
Remember, folks, this is a non-title match. This is simply a grind.
Why is that? Okay, that just completely threw me off. Why wouldn't you make it for the titles?
Because Courtney Rush literally just showed up, and Jessica lost to Taylor Wilde last night in Impact Wrestling. There's no reason for the Death Dolls right now to have a chance for the titles, but winning here might change that.
All right, fair enough. Well, I just fixed it.
I am the guy with the reality check. All right, so there you go. So we got one for the Coven, and we got two for the Death Dolls. And to be fair, as Impact Wrestling is usually the most unpredictable, the majority are actually going with the Coven. Long live them. 19 versus 17. 17 picked the Death Dolls. So again, a very close match.
That 19 is exactly like me wondering why this isn't for the titles. I guarantee you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is Courtney Rush's debut. Who's to say that Courtney Rush and Jessica will be able to actually function as a cohesive tag team too. We don't know what Courtney Rush brings to Impact Wrestling, and all it could take is one miscommunication, and the Coven can capitalize. So again, I wouldn't rule it out. I'm just going based on the fact that this is Courtney Rush's debut. Just saying. Either way, this should be sick, and I'm looking forward to this. Especially because I follow Smash Wrestling. I'll inform people more about that during our commentary watch-along. Stay tuned for that, folks. If you haven't already, please subscribe, comment, tell friends, super chat at Castle Dating Studios. Man's monetize if you will. Show him some love. Give him a super sticker because we look at all things wrestling across the Japanese multiverse media. Shout out to AW family on the Twitter. All right. Well, Tim Sully talked about him. So since we said his name, it only makes sense that he's next. Also, he's the only match on the countdown. Because once again, we will be motivated by the Digital Media Championship on the line. As the champion, Joe Hendry defends the title against Dirty Dango, who apparently was the accused who attacked Santino Marella. So these former friends at one point you fought are now going one-on-one for this title. Since Joe Hendry claimed this championship, of course, against Moose at Hard to Kill and to defend against the likes of Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, and Moose in the .combat match, Joe Hendry has been the most motivational digital media champion in this company's history. Dirty Dango, he's been a few fries short of a Happy Meal, has his own motives, believes he's the bigger star, believes he really doesn't have to do much work here to really prove why he should be champion because, again, he was once a superstar. Hey, y'all remember Fandango? He beat Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 29. Look where that led. Either way here, this is as random as it gets, and it's going to get weird. Either way, in a world of normality, you don't bet against Joe Hendry. So I got Joe Hendry retaining.
I agree. Well, I think this is unanimous here. I don't think we need to really spend too much time. I don't think anybody believes here on this panel that Dirty Dango has a shot in hell at winning the belt. Like, I mean, bro, like, even if we weren't Joe Hendry fans, what the fuck is this matchup, bro? Like, come on. Like, why? I like Dango too. It's just like, why the story angle thing? Like, oh, I'm the bigger star. Are you? I'm pretty sure Joe Hendry right now has more clout than you, dude. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that.
Fair enough.
Oh
and believe it or not, though, there are people that I guess rather be weird or maybe not motivated. 7, I'm pretty sure they're blasphemous. 7 out of 36 did actually pick Dirty Dango to win this championship.
Well, I can name 3 of them.
King,
Jeff,
you did
JJ,
this,
King.
we're going to have words on the next AEW View. Go check out the latest episode, folks. And it will be some point after Double or Nothing, too. Tim doesn't need to say anything. I think James pretty much summed it up perfectly. We all agree and believe in Joe Hendry. Simple as that.
First of all, let me say something. We don't want a fashion police to be this whatever title this is. We don't need to bring the fashion police back.
Joe Hendry has more fashion than Dirty Dango. Let's be real.
I mean, he knows how to pull off a shirt, I guess. I don't know.
He does.
Let's not go there, all right? The last thing we need is Impact Wrestling to do some sort of flex contest or dance contest, all right? With these two. Good grief. It'll be Fandango and Impact Wrestling. Worse than WWE.
Fair. That is fair.
All right. That was a lot more time on that than I thought. That felt weird. Damn it. All right.
Feel weird.
Moving on from there, let's go ahead and get serious with what could be the match of the night because when it comes to the X Division, they are the standout. They have no limits, and truly, they can go beyond anything you could see probably this whole night. Because represent Toledo, Ohio, hometown boy, Trey Miguel defends the X Division Championship against Hail Sabin. Chris Sabin, the former, get this, 8-time X Division champion. Okay, let's freaking go. Ever since Trey Miguel claimed this title in that vacant tournament over Black Taurus and literally putting his own mark on the strap, Chris Sabin has come forward and said that he has desecrated all the ones that have held it, including but not limited to the very first champion, AJ Styles. You have Samoa Joe, Low Key, Christopher Daniels, Jay Lethal, Speedball Mike Bailey, Josh Alexander, TJP, and of course, Alex Shelley. So Chris Sabin, he has decided to change direction since they no longer are pursuing tag team championships to go back after the X Division championship and make history, become a 9-time X Division champion. And hello, son. Good to see you. I hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend and enjoy all the wrestling that's ahead too. Appreciate your viewership and support.
I I didn't even realize it was Memorial Day. Jeez.
But yeah, Monday's Memorial Day. And
There you
stay
go.
tuned, folks, because Memorial Day, you might get a surprise courtesy of Cassidy 18 Studios.
There you go.
Not official yet. Time to get to change. That being said, Tim, let's start with you on this one. Trey Miguel, he's held this title now for, I think, about over 200 days. And by hook or by crook, he's made sure you are the guy that you hear when it comes to X Division champion. He just wants some respect put on his damn name, and he'll take it by any means necessary. But we all know Chris Sabin, he's about as savage and as well-rounded and experienced as it gets. So does Chris Sabin make history, or does Trey Miguel once again make a mockery?
I think Trey Miguel retains. I think Chris Sabin's better with the tag team division. When they were Motor City Machine Guns, they were phenomenal. I think Sabin should stay in there or go after the main champion, the world champion, after Macklin or someone else. But yeah, I think Trey Miguel should retain. So.
All right.
Mm.
James, I mean, at this point, we all know that the Impact Wrestling, the X Division title could also be an option C. So honestly, if Trey Miguel does hold this on long enough, you wonder if he will build the hubris to maybe cash in option C and go after the Impact World Championship, which of course we'll talk about our main event. But again, Chris Sabin, he's made history. He's 8-time. He's looking for that 9-time. He's also a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. So with Chris Sabin going this different direction, does he lose, or does Trey Miguel once again overcome the odds?
Honestly, I got to go with Trey Miguel. I don't see him losing anytime soon. No way. Not this soon. Trey is the good person to kind of build your X Division around right now, and I feel like you're going to get the best. I'm not saying you won't get good matches with Sabin, but I think, again, tag guy, trio guy in New Japan, if you could do the time machine, like that's kind of where he's, best suited, I think. All
right, fair enough. So we all agree that Trey will retain. It looks like a majority also agrees with us. 72% picked Trey Miguel, 26 to 36, while 10 picked Chris Sabin. And again, championship advantage. Title can only change hands via pinfall or submission. I haven't seen Trey get himself disqualified, but we know how far Trey will go to retain the championship to a degree. So again, it's entirely possible. We shall soon see. All right. Well, good stuff on that. Let's go ahead and keep going down the line as we wonder if Sami Callihan has a plan for the design and the destruction. But so far, he's been basically at their own punishment. Can he get it done? And who is their third? As Sami Callihan tags alongside his brother for life, Rich Swann, despite them always being in a fight, and a partner of their choosing, still unknown, taking on the design. Diener, Alan Angels, and Khan. And as we saw last night in Impact Wrestling, Sami and Swann truly have nobody. And the design was able to exploit that. It is one of those things when you look at a go-home angle, usually when you see who has the advantage, the following day, the opposition does get the win. So I wonder if this is another big return out of nowhere. Is this a huge surprise? Is this a one-up? We are in Canada. Think about that. We are in London, Ontario, Canada. Could somebody I don't freaking know, Lance Storm show up and teach the design something about integrity? It's not going to be Eric Young because apparently he's in WWE. But James, what's your thoughts on this 6-man tag?
Man, I don't know who the partner can be. That's the thing. And I didn't see an option where we could pick the partner, but I went with the team of Swann, Callihan, and mystery partner. I'd imagine if nothing else, they're gonna call upon a friend somehow, some way. They'll call a friend from GCW or something like that. Because I know one of the Chris didn't get canceled because so I could see one of them coming back.
Right.
I think it's David. That's the good one.
Dave
so
Chris,
maybe he'll come back. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. I mean, who knows? It may be Lance Storm. Hell, it may be it's just a random. Throw a random name out there. I don't know who the person could be, but at this point, just give the win to them.
Fair enough. And it looks like a majority agrees with you here, 86%. So 31 to 36 did pick Callahan, Swan, and TBD. Why 5 apparently believes in violence, or they are violence, because they are designed. Tim's device might be overheating, folks. Again, that is what technology does. Tim, we'll see what happens. If that keeps up, man, you know what it is, it is. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this 6-man tag? Yep, he's frozen.
Uh-oh.
Botch!
Uh-oh.
Yep, I think it's doing it. Yeah, okay. Try speaking now. Take 2. Take 3.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
That-
gone.
That device is going. All right.
Hello?
Again, that's the problem when you use a phone, because phones over here, especially the cheaper ones. But this isn't a technology rant. Go check out Open Mic Night on the rants of iPhone 6. 'Cause I have an iPhone 7 Plus, and I
still have that broken piece of shit, by the way.
Why do you still have that broken piece of shit?
I still have to get like my fucking data off it because
They're transferred through the cloud. Okay, this is not a freaking Apple Genius call. Can we please stay on task here?
All right, Tim, are you good? Tim? Hello? No.
All right, this is a Verizon commercial. Tim, you gotta try and figure it out, man, or you're gonna have to call an audible. And yep,
he's here. Okay.
and he's gone. Yep, Tim, your device probably isn't gonna hold up, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep moving on. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Tim, Biggs, make sure you fill out the form. Let's keep going. And we will see what happens here when the KING King, Kenny King, takes on Nick Aldis in his first Impact Plus match since returning to Impact Wrestling. This pretty much speaks for itself. We've seen Kenny King and Sheldon Jean tag teaming, although Kenny King has his own agenda. And we also seen Nick Aldis made it clear he is here for one thing, and that's to be the Impact World Champion. To take one step closer to that, he needs to beat Kenny King, in my opinion. Kenny King, of course, coming off a feud with Speedball Mike Billy in a freaking pit fight and lost, got KO'd. Kenny King's one of those right now where it's kind of like he's trying to find his own place, but at the end of the day, he still makes sure that you know his name. But I think Nick Aldis is winning here, especially Nick Aldis recently won his Impact debut. James, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't see how they won't give it to. Why am I blanking on the match now? Oh, there's Tim. Hello, Tim. I don't see how they don't give it to Aldis. He just came in. Kenny King is a fall guy. I mean, that's really what it is.
Okay, Tim, go ahead and try and say something about this match, man. What you got to say about Nick Aldis versus Kenny King?
I think Nick Aldis deserves to make the win. He's coming back from a return from way back when. This is his Magnus,
Yeah.
so I think he deserves to win as his character, or get his name back as Magnus. Be cool. See Magnus.
He won't go back to Magnus. Let's not relive those days.
There's a reason why he left Impact Wrestling in the first place, to find himself, redefine himself. There's a reason why he's the real world champion. Held that title for 1,000 days, politics aside, James. So, again, he ain't going back to that. He is here. He is Nick Aldis, and he's here to prove why he should be called Impact World Champion at some point. All right. Well, that was short, brief, and simple. Again, I feel everybody, wow. Actually, yeah, everybody's unanimous on this one. Everyone's picked Nick Aldis. No one's picked Kenny King. So, again, one match that actually might literally be the most easy match to call in Impact Wrestling history. Who would have thought? Okay, well, let's go ahead and see if this one is as easy, because I do wonder if the quintessential diva will be starstruck. As making her Impact Plus debut, do you feel the glow? Trinity is in action, one-on-one against Giselle Shaw. And this pretty much speaks for itself. Trinity, of course, she made her Impact debut in Chicago, taking on Kylan King. Great opening match, by the way. And, of course, she got confronted by not only the current Knockouts World Champion, but the current challenger. Giselle Shaw, though, she has made her statement be known. She accepted the open challenge, and she will look to take Trinity's spotlight and leave her in the dark. Giselle Shaw coming short against Deonna Purrazzo in their feud, coming up short against Mickie James for the Knockouts World Championship earlier this year, coming up short in a fatal four-way at the Multiverse United during WrestleMania weekend, and hasn't been seen since. So, in a way, this might be a reset button for her. but also she has her entourage always with her. This is one of those things where I almost want to say tread lightly, but then again, Impact Wrestling, the knockouts, they know how to, be flexible. And Trinity knows something about that too with her moveset, just saying. A majority, though, are clearly going with Trinity here, 91%, while a couple of people actually did go with Giselle Shaw. Giselle Shaw is a former Rev Pro champion, while Trinity, of course, is a former SmackDown champion. James, what's your thoughts on this? It's a former WWE superstar that has found her passion, it seems, and reset to find herself again in Impact Wrestling, taking on somebody who's established herself to a degree in Impact Wrestling. Tim, you gotta work on this, bro. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Tim, I'm gonna be real. I'll be the one to say it. Until you can get a tablet, stop. It just won't happen.
I'm gonna give you 3 strikes because at the end of the day, I run a structured platform here, bro. If your device does not keep you on here, get a better device, bro.
Off.
I mean that sincerely because I'm sure even people viewing are like, "Why is the freaking thing jumping?" You gotta make sure that device is in order, and that's just your simple tech advice from the IT man, the simple man.
Anyway,
James, your thoughts on this match? Tim, you got 2 more tries. If that cuts out 2 more times, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave you out. Anyway, go ahead, James.
Trinity, I'm going with her. Again, it's one of those situations where I love Giselle Shaw. By the way, this is going to be a good match, but you know that this match exists because she needs a win. So Giselle Shaw is getting the pinfall loss here, or a submission loss, whatever happens. But Trinity is definitely getting the W.
Tim, I wouldn't surprise me if Savannah Evans gets involved here. What if this goes to disqualification, possibly, and Trinity still gets the win, but this feud continues? Do you see any way that actually Giselle Shaw could pick up a win against Trinity?
I don't think so because I think Trinity's gonna win because I found like Tasha Steelz, right, got involved. Remember she helped Yana Parzo against Giselle Shaw too, so I think it's not maybe just Trinity. Tasha Steelz might have help Naomi or Trinity to win.
Yep, that's fair. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got here. Trent with a comment real quick. Kind of goes back to what we talked about that 6-man tag. Do you think anybody will show up tonight as a surprise? Any surprises? Well, it's Impact Wrestling. I wouldn't rule it out.
They've been known for it. They've been known for surprises before.
Yeah, as far as general context, I do think there will be some sort of surprise. As far as name, I have not a single damn clue. And to be fair, the next show after this one, guys, keep in mind, is against all odds, and it is coming to Ohio. So I think the Chris Bro idea that James was talking about is very realistic because Columbus is not that far from Dayton. So, yeah, Trent, I think that someone will show up, but I'm not sure as far as a name. And we are in Canada, and since Impact Wrestling's home truly is Canada-born, I can see maybe some great Canadian former wrestler showing up, whether they worked in TNA or Impact or beyond.
Do you think that Joe Doring is gonna come back since he was part of the design? Maybe.
Maybe.
It depends if he overcame, his condition. I think he's like dealing with some sort of cancer. By the way, shout out to
shout out to him. I did hear about that actually.
Yeah, that's a whole story and everything about it. By the way, shout out to a member, great friend of the ATW crew and the FTW family, Casey Gallagher. Wishing you nothing but the best in your recovery with what you're dealing with, my friend. And I know that you will be back on this platform soon, bringing your own humor and analysis too, maybe even for G1 Climax. So we'll see what happens, but keep your spirit strong. All right, let's go ahead and keep moving on down this card as we go from someone that might be starstruck to somebody trying to be the star in Impact Wrestling, or at least the next challenger for the Impact World Championship, because we have a 6-way match for the #1 contendership, as we have former Impact World Champions Moose Eddie Edwards taking on Jonathan Gresham, who has yet to have a single shot, Udo Yamero, who is the youngest, newest guy on the scene in Impact Wrestling, Alex Shelley, who had one chance at the Impact World Championship last year and came up short, and of course, you guessed it, the guy here to redefine his legacy and take this company to greater heights, Frankie Kazarian. Its first pinfall or submission gets the win. It is not elimination. So that being said, again, you figure about our main event. You figure out who could face either PCO or Steve Macklin. You figure about potential matches or grudges that have happened. Kazarian has mixed war with Macklin before. So I'm kind of leaning towards, if I'm being honest with you, out of this graphic, Kazarian or Gresham. But then I think about Kazarian's recent beef with Eddie Edwards, and now I'm more so thinking Gresham or Alex Shelley, who again, he kind of has no other direction if he loses here, because I just don't see the Motion Machine Guns going back after the tag team championships. So that being said, Tim, who you think will be the next number one contender?
I think Eddie Edwards deserves the chance because after the feud with PCO, I don't think he's done with PCO if PCO wins. I think Edwards was feud with PCO was awesome, so I think he'd be a good contender with Macon too. If either one wins, I think he's gonna be a good contender, and he's been the longest in the company. So
All right. James, believe it or not, this match is split literally 5 ways. Ouya literally having 1 vote. But the majority, 10 people, are going with Gresham. And second is Eddie. Third is Alex Shelley. Oh, excuse me, no. The tie between Eddie Edwards and Kazarian. So Eddie Edwards, Frank Kazarian, and Jonathan Gresham are the top 3, followed by Alex Shelley and then Moose. I mean, all these men definitely make viable arguments towards why they should be, even considered a chance to either become once again or try and beat Impact World Champion for the first time in their career. So what do you think?
Honestly, I genuinely feel like that this is a Frankie win here. I was thinking it could be Gresham, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, they're probably gonna have him be in the X division. I feel like I don't think they see him as exactly going to the main event level yet. So I think they're gonna wait on that. I think this is Frankie's win here. I don't know who else. Like, I looked at that and I just thought, really, it's just Frankie. It's a Frankie win that, because obviously there's that unfinished business between him and what's his face. Why am I blanking on his name? I always break it. Jesus.
You're tired,
man. That's how tired I am, by the way. This week has been fucking ridiculous. But yeah, Steve Maclin and him have unfinished business from that tag match. So I think that this is going to kind of conclude that a little bit. So that way Steve can move on to the next one.
Not fair, but I also look at it like this. Eddie Edwards has been saying, I've always been the face, the true heart of Impact Wrestling. Kazarian gets to the back of the line. I think they're building up an Eddie Edwards versus Kazarian feud. And I look at the current Impact Knockouts World Champion, Impact World Champion is a couple. And I'm just saying, one half of the couple here is going for number one contendership. That's strike 2, bruv. And one half of the couple is going for the Knockouts World Championship. So, again, I understand what you're saying, but I'm also thinking about sub-tangents in what could be filler feuds, which Impact Wrestling is very good doing with. That's why we're going to soon get Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovich, too. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's freaking hardcore. All right. Well, moving on from there, let's go ahead and go into our Tag Team Championship match, as this is going to be quite interesting. The ABC looks for the 1-2-3 against the debuting Subculture. Welcome back, Mark Andrews, this time alongside the Modfather, Flash Morgan Webster, and Danny Luna. So, as we know, ABC, which is Ace and Bay, basically Ace Austin and Chris Bay, that's a mouthful. They have been the Impact World Tag Team Champions, of course, since being the Motor City Machine Guns in Las Vegas, and successfully defending it against them, not only in a friggin' Ultimate X, but also in a 4-way that includes the likes of TMDK and Aussie Open, who are now All Elite. Congratulations to them. Most recently, defended the titles against TMDK as well, successfully at Sacrifice, and they've been taking on all comers. They are the newest, youngest tag team on the scene, and they have really made a strong case for themselves why they are worthy of being called tag team champions. This right here, though, they're willing to take on the world. I think of it like this. When Finjuice made their Impact tag team debut against the Good Brothers, Finjuice won the titles in their debut. I would not rule out Subculture, because Subculture is also far more experienced as a group than these two together as a team and individually in their wrestling careers. It wouldn't surprise me to see a title change, but I do think right now that ABC is going to continue to retain. I have them retaining. What about you?
I agree. They're going to retain. This is the match I'm looking forward to the most, just from a freaking work rate standpoint, because both teams are going to fucking bring it. But yeah, I can't see that they just immediately like go and I don't know, like just switch the belts like that. It just wouldn't make sense. They just won the tag titles like from the Motor City Machine Guns not too long ago, and
90 days. 90 days.
yeah, like 90 days. I think they need a little bit longer of a reign. So I'm sticking with ABC, baby, for the 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, sweet. Okay. A majority agree with us, but a couple of people, they might be with the South Wales connection.
By the way, I can't wait to see ABC versus 1, 2, 3 versus Do Re Mi. That's going to be the best fucking trios match ever.
Oh, good grief. Freaking Dr. Seuss just waiting to write this match and book
it.
Oh, good Lord. There's a little self fun for you. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on from there to our 2 World Championship matches. And again, a couple are the champions. I do find that kind of interesting. But in my opinion, they were the main event at Rebellion. I kind of want to see them at the main event here, but with that stipulation that Steve Macklin put on Scott D'Amore if he wins, this time I'll leave the men as our closing discussion. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Because long may she reign in the new era of the Virtuosa. Deonna Purrazzo, the current Impact Knockouts World Champion, defends the gold against Jordynne Grace. And if Jordynne Grace loses, she cannot get a match for the Knockouts World Championship as long as Deonna is champion. I love when these two collide. It is always an instant classic. They are the leaders and standard bearers of this Knockouts division since 2020. Jordynne Grace wants to be the face of this division, but she can't do that until she beats Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo, simply put, Jordynne Grace, she can't beat me. I don't hug or shake hands with anybody. I truly do respect Jordynne Grace. So that bump in that tag title match, she does realize that's a mistake. But at the end of the day, friendship and respect aside, it's all about the title tonight. In what is the Virtuosa's new era just starting, I don't bet against Deonna Purrazzo, who in my opinion is one of the most important women's champions going today overall in my fandom and attention in wrestling, and also most respected. So that being said, I got to go with the Virtuosa here. I feel bad for Jordynne Grace, but again, I do think about maybe this leads to something bigger, mixed tag team action. And again,
maybe or go for the tag titles with somebody too.
Well, yeah, I mean, she is a former Knockouts World Tag. But I mean, again, you look at both women's accolades; they are pretty mirrored. They both are former Knockout World Tag Team champions another time. They both are former Knockout Tag Team champions. They both lost the title to Mickie James, and neither of them will probably never be able to try and get that win back. Again, Mickie James, thank you if you truly are done. But overall, the Virtuosa, this is her era. This is her division. She is the main event. I'm going with Deonna Purrazzo.
I agree. I'm going with Deonna. Yeah, you're not going to get a contrarian argument for me, honest to God.
I don't think this is one women's division you can argue with, James. We've been talking about verbatim how much we respect it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It looks like not everybody, though, went with Deonna Purrazzo. And I know at one point people talk about maybe contract talks and whatever with Jordynne Grace being free. I don't see these two leaving Impact Wrestling, at least till if they choose to 2024. Again, 2024 is going to be really interesting to see how it reshapes, once again, the wrestling industry. Because a lot of stuff's going to be up, renewed, and restructured.
Yeah.
Even though I heard in July something's happening in WWE. Lord help that company. Anyway. 3 people picked Jordynne Grace, while 33 picked Deonna Purrazzo. This might be one of the easier matches to call, but this is definitely going to be one of the most competitive matches of the night, though you could say that for a lot of matches here. All right. Well, that being said, I hope everyone's enjoyed the brief conversation. Please let us comment, tell a friend, get your predictions in. You have literally about 38 minutes before I make them officially final, and also make sure there are no further changes. But with that being said, we've had a nice light talk. James, it's time for our main event, because when it comes to Impact Wrestling, it's always fun to talk about mayhem, don't you think?
I agree.
Well, you're definitely going to get that with your fair, so I'm going to let you lead this one as Steve Macklin defends the Impact World Championship against He's Not Human PCO in a no disqualification match. Simply put, all hell is going to break loose.
Well,
and this was after Steve Macklin tried to break PCO's back using freaking steel concrete tabs.
I'll be real. I mean, this is obviously a win for Macklin, but this is just going to be a fun brawl. It's going to be a hardcore war, baby.
Hardcore war.
Hardcore war. Absolutely. Like,
so what?
Now, I want to know what crazy dive PCO is going to do. That's what I want to know. Pierre, what you going to do, man? Frankenstein Jr. over there fucking doing swanton bombs off stages and shit.
I mean, there is a playlist of his craziest wars, ironically enough, on YouTube on Impact Wrestling. And let's just go ahead and look at it a little bit. He survived a coffin match against Eddie Edwards. He endured a crazy match planting Luke Gallows through the middle of the damn ring. He endured a Monsters Ball match with Jonah. He's also been to war with Macklin before, where at one point Macklin busted his face open, Crimson Mass of a different sort, although PCO is no stranger to that. And he was left for dead in the middle of the desert. He was ran over by a car. Yeah, he's been through a lot. But he's also a former Ring of Honor World Champion, in case people forgot. So, yeah, Macklin is just going to show us how violent and how much mayhem truly brings against somebody who just can't seem to die in Impact Wrestling. But you cannot kill what won't die, because he's always alive, because he's not human. But yes, Steve Macklin. And then that just comes down to, do you see Scott D'Amore come down to the ring and put the belt around his waist, as he asked personally, and then gets confronted by his New Boy contender, or maybe Nick Gold as he throws his name in the hat? What direction do we go at against all odds? And if, Jonathan Gresham wins, does Deonna and Macklin stand tall together at the end of the night against Jordan Grace and Gresham? And then that little bit of respect that Deonna has, does that get nuke? Could there be possibly like a mixed tag feud here, going? I mean, it would be something we haven't seen in a long time. I know that we had the homecoming tournament of sorts, and that had mixed teams. Again, Matthew Raywald, I saw his debut. Matthew Raywald, Dion Prosser on that.
That was still a wild thing.
Yeah, right. And that was after Slammiversary 2021, which I saw live. But yeah, at this point, Macklin, again, he had a year-long obsession. He said this was his mission. He finally accomplished it. He's just starting, and he already showed how violent he could get, taking out Rhino, which was impromptu his first defense, but we all knew how that was going to go. Rhino showing up here, though, I wouldn't rule that out, because that guy, you can't seem to keep the human being down. So, yeah, I got to go with Macklin here. Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. Where, again, this show, it looks less than what it is for some, but for us, these digital media exclusives / Impact Wrestling monthly specials, they really seem to hold up and deliver, man, more often than not, and usually leave us with some sort of angle to think about.
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
All right.
I mean,
well, that being said, go ahead,
see.
James. I'm going to your closing argument.
No, I don't really have one. I mean, this was probably one of the easiest pay-per-views to predict all weekend. I just wish we had Jerry, man. Jerry would have made this lively.
But again, like I said, protect your mentality. I can't stress it enough. But that being said, let's look at some comments here. This is the one I feel like I'm going to tank on, but let's freaking go. Damn. A lot of wrestling for the weekend. Let's freaking go. Go Jordan. Unsure on a couple. Should be good. Can't wait. Smile emoji. Why do people speak in emojis? That's still something I don't get. Can't wait. ELP is the mystery partner. That's a stretch.
That is a stretch, but yeah. All right.
This pay-per-view is too hard to call. Let's freaking go. All right. I like that. I always like subtle, positive, constructual comments and thoughts. But that being said, folks, again, thank you for tuning in. And also make sure that you get your predictions in too. Ashley, appreciate you tuning in. I'll definitely check the messages after I'm done. And good luck holding down your number one spot. No pressure. Yeah. But that being said, thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. Please, again, tune in shortly to the WWE Multiple Media tonight, where we will give you our live play-by-play coverage, reactions, and watch along for Impact Wrestling Under Siege. And get those predictions in. You got till 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to make them finalized. Descriptions on Team Impact on Facebook. Down in the description below, the form is as well. And it's on my Twitter. And I will keep you guys informed, as I usually do, in my best time available. James, always fun, man. Any closing remarks? Anything you want to plug and promote? Make sure to find you.
I'm looking forward to Impact Under Siege. Hope to see you guys on the Jeff Beecham Network. As far as stuff that I've done, FTW Productions was on practically all day yesterday, starting from Owen's channel all the way to my channel with Noah's stuff in between. So there was FTW Productions stuff going on all fucking day, pretty much.
Good Lord.
So yeah, definitely give that a watch. Watch party on my channel for AEW Double or Nothing Go Home show, specifically on the Dynamite side. I don't know when Rampage is, but I doubt we're gonna get to that. I thought we would, but it is what it is.
James, Rampage is pre-recorded, and
Yep.
it's on at midnight tomorrow night.
Midnight tomorrow, fucking night? No way.
with,
God, no way.
with a countdown following it.
Mm.
So,
When's night? By the way, when's Night of Champions?
Night of
What's
Champions is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our pre-show here on the Triple Double Media here, folks, at noon. So stop by if you can.
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, that's what's coming up. Going on really. Definitely give a watch to the watch party that we did. The one that we're gonna do. Because clearly we're not doing Rampage, I guess. And then check out all of our retros on Owen's channel that we had in the can. Double or Nothing, Battleground, Night of Champions, and an Impact pay-per-view. This one being Unbreakable to celebrate Impact Under Siege. So that's the shows that we chose to review for the Week of Madness. So go check that out on Wrestling Fortune 44. So you can type that all in one word. Ironically enough, since this is Impact, Wrestling Fortune 44. Fortune 4 and shit. There you go. So yeah, go check that out. And yeah, that's really, I think, everything I have to plug. Go check out the Lars video. Everything is plugged there.
About to say, he has a convenient spot where everything's plugged. So there you go. A shout, by the way, to Kimberly Ford. Welcome to the Impact League. All the best to you. Go ahead and give her a follow, folks, on the Twitter at Royalty Canadian. And I hope that she has fun. Wouldn't mind having her on this platform, too. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in. As James alluded to, there's a ton of stuff coming up. For I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. So find me on the Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, but mostly Twitter and YouTube, because Instagram's about a picture telling a story, and I'm not doing much right now. But find me at Foster 1916. Again, you see what's coming up for the weekend. We got the Championship Network Multiverse Media live watch-along event for Under Siege here. We'll see you guys at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time across all the channels. We, of course, have Night of Champions watch-along tomorrow, and then following that, you'll find us simply predicting the last one of the streams. Good God Almighty. For Double or Nothing. And James, I sent you a message about Zero and Sparks. So get back to me on that, and I'll see if I can make it official, if you could be a part of that. Or if
what day were you guys planning on it? Because I assume you guys were going to do it after Double or Nothing, correct?
Well, I mean, you figured about Spark being the Double or Nothing preview. We could probably do it Sunday at 2, but if need be, I could always just figure it out later. We'll talk more later.
Oh, and yeah. Also, if you can do it Sunday at 2, I can do it. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
We'll talk more later. We'll talk up tonight. We'll restructure stuff. But yes, folks, you haven't already, go check out the latest AEW Spark. As always, brought to you by FTW Productions. But yeah, we got watch-alongs for all three events. It culminates with Double or Nothing. And then stay tuned, of course, for Simple Takes regarding Double or Nothing and Night of Champions in collaboration with Cassidy 18 Studios. Speaking of Cassidy 18 Studios, stay tuned for Cassidy 18 Studios members-only watch-along for NXT Battleground at some point after this crazy wrestling weekend concludes. As JJ gave this graphic, folks, there is truly something for anybody. If you cannot find something to engage with as a fan, you are the problem. Get out of the fandom. Stay away from the industry. And that's all I got to say about that. And again, if you haven't already, because I did talk about what Rampage is on, you might, well, I mean, we'll be up during it, James, but you won't be watching along it because we have Open Mic Night. So if you haven't already, folks, check out the Saturday Night Weekly Shenanigans hosted by the Renegade JJ Williams on Open Mic Night every Saturday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific. Sometimes we do it after premium live events and pay-per-views. It all depends on the timing, too. And if you want to be part of any of the 5 sleep predicting leagues that I host when it comes to Ring of Honor, NXT, WWE, AEW, and Impact Wrestling, it's simple. Just keep following me primarily on Twitter and YouTube. The Twitter is where you'll find live league updates, as always, as well as the forums at the Heart in conjunction with NoDQ. And the YouTube channel and the community tab is where you'll also find the forums and a simple assessment pool to get your thoughts post each show, too. And speaking of thoughts of everybody, shout out again to the ATW crew across the Twitter, as we just recently did our latest ATW View. So if you haven't checked it out already, I'm pretty sure it was Crowning Madness Part 2. We talked a whole lot of things, and then it went off the damn rails, as it usually does, too. But that's part of the fun and charm of ATW View, because it's strictly impromptu. And that's just some of the stuff coming up, because we literally are about to leave you now in under a little bit above an hour ahead of Under Siege 2. But as always, to conclude, There are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions with this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in, as always, to The Simple Brand. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell as video goes live on demand on this channel or Castle League Studios channel or any of my friends' channels and their social medias. Shout out to those that couldn't be here. I appreciate all of you and the City Predicting family. Hit the bell, of course, to keep in tune with updates. And I assure you, our YouTube content, our passion, our creativity, our outlook on all things wrestling is not limping anytime soon. For Tim Tobin, who's probably cursing his device. For James Keeper, who previously has cursed the device. For the entire City Predicting family, tell me when I'm telling lies. I am the Simple Man, and my name is Noel Foster. I will see you guys on the multiverse side of things very soon to call along with James Hebert, Impact Wrestling's Under Siege 2. So whether you tune into that or tune into something else, until next time, make a positive impact in life. And as always, have a good night. It was fun, James. I always enjoy making an impact with you.
It was pretty good. All right, Impact Rave in 3, 2, 1.
No glow sticks included.